Hey guys, Fred Wellman of the MeidasTouch Network, host of On Democracy with FP Wellman. Oh man, it is Independence Day week, and that means the tradition of Republican members of Congress and the Senate saying how much they love the troops and support America, walking in parades, posting those patriotic tweets, while at the same time acting wrong. You gotta say, actions speak louder than words, right? So the tweets will go out and the truth will go out, but the truth is they left town for the week for their recess, and they've left our national security in great danger. Two senators are really leading the charge in destroying our national security in no uncertain terms. You know about Tommy Tuberville. Did you know that he's up to 260 general officer nominations and promotions that Tommy the Coach Tuberville is sitting his dumb ass on? You may not know that at the same time, 37 diplomats are being sat on by Rand Paul. These two idiots are going to go home to Kentucky and Alabama and tell folks how much they love America. I mean, hell, look, here's Tommy just tweeting about flying over Fort Novacell, getting a tour of Alabama and where they fly. But he's full of crap. How do I know he's full of crap? Well, Tommy says this whole thing is about abortion policy. So for those of you who may not know, DOD made a policy after the overturning of Roe v. Wade that for service members stationed in states that had made it illegal, that they would provide travel costs and TDY costs for service members and spouses who have to travel for abortion or birth care. In other words, in vitro fertilization or other care or an abortion. They won't pay for the service. They won't pay for the procedure, but they will pay for their travel and back and forth because it's not available in the state they're located. Think about that. The Supreme Court pushed abortion back to the states' rights. The federals can't do anything about that now, but we have federal troops stationed in those states. For them to get the care that they're authorized at the federal level, being served in their country, they're going to have to travel somewhere else to get it. All DOD is saying, for us to provide proper medical care to our troops who deserve that for serving their country, we're going to provide the travel cost. Man, the Republicans hate that. Matter of fact, here's Joni Ernst talking about her take on how she's been trying to pass bills to stop it.
Senator Tommy Tuberville tells me, bottom line, what the Department of Defense did by changing its abortion policy is against the law and must be changed back. Just last week, Iowa Senator Joni Ernst tried to advance an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act that would have overturned the Pentagon policy.
We believe that the action taken by DOD is illegal. We have protections put in place where taxpayer dollars can't be used for abortion purposes, and we feel this is stepping over the line.
Well, yeah, see, Joni says it's illegal. But here's the thing. What the government rule actually says is the government's not allowed to pay for abortion care provided. DOJ did a review of this rule, and the review, because they're not paying for the abortion, they're simply reimbursing the travel cost. It is legal. DOJ has done a memo. Oh my God, they want more memos. And of course, oh my God, Joe Manchin came up with a compromise in the last Senate Armed Services Committee where they're going to do a study because, senators love freaking studies, right? So now they're going to do a study that's due by the end of July. Meanwhile, these assholes have left the country. But here's the really, really effed up thing. Tommy likes to say he's talked to generals who tell him it's not hurting national security. I'm the son of a Marine. My father served in World War II. As you can see, I'm a veteran of the Army. Would you believe that because of Tommy Tuberville, that dumbass from Alabama, we are going to have the first time in 164 years without a Marine Corps commandant. Since 1859, when Archibald Henderson, the first commandant of the Marine Corps, died suddenly while serving, we will not have a commandant on July 10th because General Berger is retiring. And Tommy refuses to release the hold. And understand what we're talking about here, folks. A hold by a senator means that simply they can still vote on these nominations, but they have to do each one with a regular order and a quorum vote. In other words, hours and hours for each single nomination. We're up to 260 now. Typically in the past, once a nomination passes the Senate Armed Services Committee, which is the big hurdle, and they often testify, once they pass that hurdle, it's a voice vote, and that's it. They move on. But only one senator can do a hold on holding a unanimous consent decree. They call it a consent decree. That's the rule we're dealing with, okay? That's the Senate rules, the norms and traditions. And that's what Rand Paul and Tuberville are doing. So here we are in the Marine Corps for the first time since 1859 without a commandant. Rand Paul and his 37 diplomats, including we have not had a diplomat for Colombia for a year, a country of great turmoil that needs U.S. support. Old Rand Paul. And you know what Rand wants? This guy. He wants to know, here's a story from the Foreign Policy, by the way. You can see the headline. He wants to know the origins of COVID because Rand's convinced that we funded the Wuhan lab and he wants documents released to prove it. So he's holding our entire diplomatic corps hostage for his bullshit conspiracy theories. That's where we're at. And yes, it hurts national security. Well, here's White House Press Secretary Jean-Pierre talking about how it hurts national security.
Is doing by holding these nominations, it's a threat to our national security, period. That's what he's doing. These are important nominations that we need, that the American people need to keep our country safe. And so and not only that, they risk our military readiness by depriving our armed forces of leadership and hurt our military families. That's what he's doing by holding these DOD nominees.
It does hurt national security. It hurts our American military families. Look, generals they're humans, okay? These are guys in their 50s. They've got kids who go to school. They've got commands that need to be led. His hold means they can't move. Kids can't go to new schools. Lives are thrown into turmoil every freaking day by one jackass senator during Independence Day week. Hey, look, everyone knows how annoying cheap razors are. The cuts, the irritation, the frustration, and don't get me started on subscription razor services. The headaches they can cause if they show up on your doorstep. That's why you got to meet Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is a family-owned aerospace parts manufacturer that's made parts of the ISS and the Mars rover, and now they're bringing precision engineering to your shaving experience. And I'm an old pilot, so I love me some aerospace manufacturing, let me tell you. Now, razor blades are like diving boards. The longer the board, the more wobble. The more wobble, the more nicks, cuts, and scrapes. A bad shave isn't a blade problem, it's an extension problem. By using aerospace-grade CNC machines, Henson makes metal razors that extend just 0.0013 inches, which is less than the width of a hair. That means a secure and stable blade with a vibration-free shave. It gets better. The razor has built-in channels to evacuate hair and cream and makes clogging virtually impossible. So seriously, Henson Shaving wants the best razor, not the best razor business. That means no plastic, no subscriptions, no proprietary blades, and no planned obsolescence. The Henson razor works with standard dual-edged razor blades to give you that old-school shave, like me, with the benefits of new-school tech. So once you own a Henson razor, it's only about $3 to $5 per year to replace the blades. So I'll tell you, I don't shave often, obviously, but my first shave with the Henson razor was incredibly refreshing. The design is sleek and the durability is top notch. The Henson razor is truly so much better than your run-of-the-mill razor, and it's the quote-unquote traditional razor brand that you're used to. Now, the affordability factor is absolutely game-changing. No more wasting your money on expensive blades. With Henson Shaving, you can get like a year of blades for around $5. So it's time to say no to subscriptions, say yes to a razor that's lasts you a lifetime. Visit hensonshaving.com/Fred to pick the razor for you and use code FRED, and you'll get 2 years worth of blades free with your razor. Just make sure to add them to your cart. 2 years of blades. So that's 100 free blades when you head to hensonshaving.com/Fred and use code FRED when you're there. Check him out. And Old Tom is going to be in a parade or two. Tell him about how he loves the troops, and it hurts his heart. But here's the thing. What he's doing is legislating through hostage taking. he is trying to pass rules without using the normal legislative process. There is a process. If they're against what they're trying to do, like Joni Ernst did with her amendment, that's the process. You could bring up a bill. You could do a million things to stop this policy he hates so much that doesn't involve holding the entire United States military hostage to his politics. How bad do I think it is? How bad do you know it is? Because Mitch McConnell himself disagrees with his own goddamn senators.
Even Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said,
I think holding these military personnel who have nothing to do with policy in order to try to dictate a policy change that I personally support is not the best way to go about it.
Yeah, even the turtle thinks Tommy's full of shit. Now, you ask, why don't they change the rules? I don't know. I'm not a senator. You know, it's sad. They used to call the United States Senate the world's greatest deliberative body in on earth, whatever. Is this what it is? Tommy Tuberville, coach from Alabama, whose greatest achievement was winning some bowl games. That's who we have now legislating and deciding that because he doesn't like a policy, he will simply use what little microscopic power he has to hold the entire United States military complex hostage. Instead of doing his goddamn job, convincing other senators to pass a bill, deliberating in committee, doing his job that he was hired by the people of Alabama to do. No, he just rather sit his ass out, do TV interviews, and talk about how great he is. That's July 4th week for you, folks, from the Republican Party. Don't want to do their just jobs, but man, he's getting some TV clips out of it. So when you see those tweets this week, and all the smiling Republicans talk about how much they love America and they love the troops, keep in mind that two of their peers are holding our entire national security complex hostage over abortion travel rules and the COVID crisis, conspiracies. That's where we're at. The Republican Party's become a complete joke. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your 4th of July week. My name's Fred Wellman, host of On Mazda FP Wellman. I hope you enjoy my show. We post new episodes every Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern right here on the MeidasTouch Network. Thanks.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.